Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. We're going to explore the different types of learners with special needs and see how understanding their unique learning styles can really change the way we teach. Just a quick note, this video is for educational purposes only. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content on teaching strategies and inclusive education. Let's dive in and discover how we can support every learner to reach their full potential. Now, before we jump into the full discussion, let me share our objectives for this session. First, we will define the different types of special needs. Second, we will look at the etiologies and causes behind these special needs. Third, we will explore the learning characteristics that help us understand how these learners grow and learn best. Alright, let's keep going. Ever wonder why some students followed class discussions perfectly but stumble when asked to read aloud? Or why others understand a math lesson but still get confused with the basic facts? These everyday classroom moments show us that everyone learns differently and why that happens and how we can support every learner. That's often a glimpse of what we call a specific learning disability, or SLD, a difference in how the brain processes information. So, what exactly is a specific learning disability? It is a disorder that affects one or more of the basic psychological processes involved in understanding or using language, whether spoken or written. The key thing to remember is that SLD focuses on how the brain processes information differently, not just on the fact that a student might be struggling or performing below grade level. In other words, it's about understanding the why behind the challenge, not just the outcome. When it comes to diagnosing a specific learning disability, the DSM-5 outlines 4 key criteria that needs to be met. First, there are difficulties in academic skills. So a student must show persistent struggles for at least 6 months in areas like reading, reading expression, or mathematics, even with targeted support. Second, these skills are substantially below what's expected for their age and interfere with school, work, or daily life. This is determined through standardized tests and carefully clinical assessment. Third, the difficulties begin during the school age years, though they might not be obvious until academic demands increase. And finally, the struggles cannot be explained by other factors like intellectual disability, uncorrected vision, or hearing problems, neurological conditions, adverse social circumstances, language proficiency issues, or inadequate instruction. Together, these 4 criteria help professionals identify SLD accurately and ensure students get the support they truly need. Even though SLD is one diagnosis, it can show up in different ways. The most common ones are dyslexia, which affects reading and spelling, dysgraphia, which makes writing and organizing ideas hard, dyscalculia, which affects number sense and math skills. There are also other types, like difficulties processing sounds, language, or visual motor tasks. Knowing the specific type helps teachers give the right support for each learner. So, what causes SLD? The truth is, there is no single answer. Research suggests it's a complex mix of genetic, neurological, and environmental factors. Genetic factors play a role. SLDs often run in families, showing a predisposition. But having the genes doesn't guarantee a child will develop a learning disability. Genes can also interact with environmental influences, which can trigger or amplify challenges. Neurological factors are important too. Differences in brain structure and function, especially in areas for language, reading, and visual spatial skills, can affect learning. Even neurotransmitter systems involved in memory and learning may be involved. Finally, environmental factors can influence how SLDs show up. Exposure to toxins during pregnancy, premature birth, low birth weight, early illnesses, head injuries, or even limited access to quality education and healthcare can all play a part. So it's really a combination of factors working together, which is why every learner's profile is unique. So what does an SLD look like in everyday learning? Students with SLD often struggle with reading, writing, or math, even if they understand the lesson. They may have trouble remembering information, and their performance can be inconsistent. One day they do well, and the next day they might struggle. Organizational skills, time management, and planning tasks can also be challenging. Some learners face difficulties with cognitive processing, and you might notice delayed speech development in certain cases. Students with SLD may also have difficulty focusing, a short attention span, and get easily distracted. Some may seem restless, impulsive, or unmotivated, but it's really about how their brain processes information. They might struggle with following multi step directions or keeping tasks in the right order, and sometimes they get confused with left and right. Challenges can also appear in hand eye coordination, handwriting, and fine motor skills or tasks, affecting both schoolwork and everyday activities. So, recognizing these patterns helps teachers adapt strategies and give the right support for each learner. Students with SLD face real challenges, but each challenge highlights the unique ways their brains process information. It's not about what they can't do, it's about unlocking what they can do with the right guidance and strategies. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.